Alright guys, today we're going to be adding another temperature gauge to our Weber kettle. I want to put it on this side of the grill because the original thermometer temperature gauge is actually on this side of the grill. So what my goal is to be able to monitor the temperature on this side when I'm doing offset cooking, because this temperature gauge on this side is actually directly over the coals, and then I do the vent on this side so that the smoke can actually pass over the meat a little bit better. So this is the new temperature gauge, and this is actually the housing for it. So what I plan on doing is I'm gonna pop this little piece off with my pliers, because when I put it on right here, it's not stable, and I don't have anything to poke a hole in there. So I'm gonna just pop this off so this will sit flat, and then we should be able to get our temperature gauge inside of there. So stick around, we'll show you what we're gonna do with that. Alright guys, here I have some number 6 by 1/2 inch self-drilling screws. I'm gonna attempt to do it self-drilling. If not, we'll have to get a drill bit and drill a pilot hole and then get this started. Alright, stick around, we'll get ready to show you how we're gonna do that. Alright y'all, I got a little electrical pliers here, and what I'm attempting to do, I'm gonna just wiggle this and hope it just pop off in a couple times. Alright, came up perfect. You can see it broke clean off right there. And now this will fit flat on the grill surface. And then we're gonna drill 2 holes in there. And then we're gonna attach this to the grill. And then we'll drill a big enough hole for our thermometer to fit into. So just stick around and show you what we're gonna do with that in just a second. Alright guys, we're going to take one of our screws and we're going to put it on the end of our little drill here. And we're going to see if we can get this thing started just with the self-drilling itself. Nope. That didn't work. Alright guys, we're going to put a drill bit on the end of our drill. We're going to attempt to get it going this time this way, like this. Oh Lord, I don't like that. Be careful. Alright, great. It's gonna get covered up, so that's gonna work. Let's screw that first screw in. That's ugly right there, so be careful. Don't do what I just did. So once you feel it's going in, back off on the speed on that drill. That's a good fit there. I'm liking that. Okay, now let's get our other hole drilled. All right, now with this one, I'm gonna start with a smaller hole. Then I move up to a bigger drill bit. So this is gonna be kind of like my pilot hole for this one. Alright, now we're gonna change to a bigger drill bit. Okay, now for my final one, I switched out. This is a 3/8. Then we can go ahead on and finish that hole first. And then all right, now we got that hole. I'm gonna get a bigger screw to tighten that down with. Okay guys, I ended up going with a number 8 metal screw. Number 8 by 1/2 inch metal screw. Let's see if this will hold it in there. Yeah, that's much tighter. Much tighter. I can barely move it. That number 8 really worked. Okay. So now let's see if our temperature gauge will fit in there. Okay, I'm gonna wallow that hole out, make it just a tad bit bigger. Wait a minute, I might can line it up better. Now we're a little bit better centered over our hole. Oh yeah, that's perfect right there. That's perfect. Okay, now I'm just gonna screw it in from the back side. I'm taking it over.
All right, guys, hindsight. I don't think you really need to drill those 2 little smaller holes. The actual temperature gauge will hold the housing in place. So forget those other 2 holes and just drill the 1 3/8 inch hole and save yourself a lot of time.
Being a little bit anal, I want that logo to line up perfect. All right, guys, we got it that time. All right, so there you have it. That's it. We got on there. She's nice and flush. She's certain pretty. Now all we gotta do is fire that bad boy up and see if the theory is actually gonna work. We already know it will. Just gonna put some coals in there and let you guys see what it do. All right, and I'll show you both temperature gauges, and then we'll talk about it after that. All right, hang on, stick around. All right, guys, now we're gonna get some charcoal started, and then we're gonna test out the temperature gauges and see if our theory actually really works. So we got some fire starters here, probably better known as tumbleweeds. So I just normally get me one of them in there, and I'm only gonna fill my charcoal chimney about halfway full. I'm not trying to cook all night out here. And I got my little trusty dusty lighter with the little squiggly thing on the top. So just put that directly on the grate right there, and we're gonna let that get started. And then either you can put them in a little charcoal basket like this if you want to keep them like close to one side, or you can actually just pour them in right to one side and they'll stay there. They won't go anywhere. I barely use this, but since I took it out, we're gonna go ahead and use it today. Alright guys, now we got our fire going. I was gonna use this little basket, but I barely use it anyway, so I think I'm gonna opt out because this is gonna be something else I gotta clean. I don't feel like cleaning. So we're just gonna dump our coals right on the grate on one side. Alright, now we're gonna put the lid back on, and then we're gonna try to see if we can get it set. I wanna try to get it set around 300 degrees Fahrenheit on this side, and then we're gonna read and see what this side says. So now that we got it on, let's get a little airflow in there. Shut down on the bottom vent, and let's see what we can get that temperature to. The temperature gauge on this side is already reading right around 250. Temperature gauge on this side is reading right at 200. It's about 50 degrees difference. All right, there's a little note or something to what I like to do is when I'm cooking on my Weber, I like to let my grill come up to temperature before I put my grate on. That keep that grate from getting burnt in that spot, because I'm always cooking on this side. So that way, if I let it come up to temperature, I don't have that constant fire all the way on there. And I got everything set, so when I cover it back up, it should go back to the same temperature. I don't have to change nothing else. And this thing will cook right here on 300. It won't change. It's gonna stay there. But I ain't gonna waste no smoke, y'all. So I got me some Roger Woods out the refrigerator. Throw these bad boys on there. And we're gonna check on the temperature over here and over there, and we're gonna see how it's doing throughout the cook. All right. All right. Let's get this thing set up and ready to rock. Coals is burning good, and this grill got this little flap grate on there, so you can add more coals to it, so you don't have to take it out, or you can take it out of the center and then put them in there like that. So that's a real handy feature on this grate. All right. Now my temperature done dropped all the way down about 225. And when I put this back on here like this, it should come back up to 300, and it should hold right there on 300. It should go nowhere. 300. Remember that. 300. All right, guys. We holding on about 250 on this side. Now that we got the sausages on, and look at that. Still on that 300. That 300 holding strong. Alright guys, today our video was not about actually cooking the sausage, it's about the temperature gauges. This one is still on 300, this one is still on 250. Let's turn the grill around 180 degrees and let's see what happens to the thermometers. Now I'm sure whoever put that there, because they had they team of experts and say, okay, this is the best place for it right here. Okay, well maybe it is, but maybe they should add another temperature gauge to this particular grill. Or, you know what? You already got your grill, just go ahead on it. Order you another one. I'm gonna leave a link to the description box down below so you can find these parts on Amazon. All right. So let it sit for a while. Let's see what happened to the temperatures. All right, guys. the original temperature gauge is actually reading around 275. So it did fall a little bit, but what I'm thinking or understanding is that it's hotter in the top of the grill than it is actually down below at the bottom. So let's look at the other side. And the other side is still right around 250. So I'm gonna switch them around again and let's see if the other side go back to 300. All right, it's creeping on back up there. But I'm telling you, once you set them dials on this Weber, it don't move. So it's a real stable cooker. All right, I'm gonna switch it back around. All right, we gave it a little turn. That was on 275. Let's see if it go back to 300 on this side. And then this side is slightly over 250. So it's staying pretty stable as well. All right, good people. I think what we did today was we added a new temperature gauge so we can monitor the temperature on a offset on the Weber Kettle 22-inch grill. And it seems to be working exactly like we thought it would. This side is running about 50 degrees lower than the actual side where the coals are. And remember, we put the vent on this side so it'll draw the smoke through to this side of the grill. So it's actually doing exactly what we wanted it to do. So to me, I think it's a success. So if you like to do this to your grill, look at the description below and I'll link the parts down there for you. All right, thanks. Y'all have a good one, and make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. And once again, thank you for watching another episode of Uncle Vince Off the Grill. All right, y'all have a good one. Catch you on the next one.